Guys, I am on a mission to get more females into the trucking industry. So if you know a lady who you think would make a really good truck driver, please share my videos with her, especially if she's English and wants to move to Canada. And if you're a truck driver from England who wants to move to Canada and do the same thing I did and drive trucks all across North America, then you can download my 60-page ebook. Available on Etsy and costs about £23 with VAT included. And it takes all of the experience that I gained moving by myself when I had no guidance whatsoever and condenses it into a comprehensive guide so you don't have to mess around half as much as I did. Please consider joining our Patreon page. We have a wonderful community over there. You get early access to videos. You get a shout out at the end of each video. You get to vote on certain things like which thumbnail I should use and all that fun stuff. So you can search my name, Jennifer Winters, on Patreon, or you can access the link down below in the description. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into it, guys.
When I turned 30, I decided to completely change my life. I quit my job, left everything behind, and moved by myself from England to Canada. Follow along with me as I embark on a new career as a truck driver and build a new life, whilst trying to navigate through the highs and the lows of emigrating to a new country alone. My name is Jen and welcome to my channel.
Alright guys, good morning. It is Friday. It is the day we get to finish for the weekend and we are like 3 minutes away from our delivery at the truck stop, but first I'm going to make a coffee. Oh yeah, we got coffee brewing. Now we are frothing.
And this is what we've woken up to.
Alright everybody, so our pre-trip inspection is done and we are approximately 6 minutes away from our delivery. We literally go out, right and then left and we're there, which is really handy. So it's nice and snowy this morning. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's get this load delivered and head back to the yard.
Welcome back to another video, guys. So in our last video, you might remember we were heading back from Pennsylvania. This is us crossing the border at Sarnia, but we had a bit of a nightmare in Pennsylvania. There was a light dusting of snow and the whole state of Pennsylvania thought it would be a great idea to close all the roads to commercial vehicles. So that wasn't a very fun journey back, and here are my thoughts on that. But before, please don't forget to like and subscribe and also comment with where you're watching from.
The snow is definitely worse here than it was in Pennsylvania yesterday, but yet in Pennsylvania they were like, close everything, commercial vehicles just can't go on any roads. I'm like, dude, we're probably more safe in terms of driving and traction than regular cars. Half the people in cars I see on the road should not have a license.
Well, that was me setting the world to rights before lunchtime and I felt much better for it. So to be honest with you, most of the truck drivers I saw just went on the highway anyway, and I joined them after a while because I was like, yeah, I need to get home at some point, and the snow really wasn't that bad. It was definitely worse here in Canada than it was back in Pennsylvania yesterday. Anyway, moaning about yesterday's road closures is definitely one way to pass a 4-minute drive, and here we are at our delivery.
Alright you guys, we are here, we're going to get a door and then we're going to back in.
I love being able to show you guys backing in and how I do it, and obviously sometimes I do it better than others, but you get an idea, especially for my UK truckers. Shout out to you guys, because I know the trucks are very different and I'm sure the whole backing procedure is very different due to the scale and size of the truck, so I know you guys find it kind of fascinating to see how I do it. But I've been to this place a couple of times and luckily it was a pretty big yard, lots of space, so it was relatively straightforward to back in. So this is me just opening the doors before we go ahead and back in completely. But believe it or not, some places do actually ask you to back in with your doors closed and they can break the seal and open the doors from the inside, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Look at that, perfect. We are pretty bloody straight, which I'm very happy about. I don't have any guidelines on the floor because there's so much snow, but we managed to get it nice and straight. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Good job guys, high five. Please comment down below if you actually high five me back. And now to enjoy our coffee. Oh, okay, no worries. Thanks for that, Brad.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.
Woohoo! So
I basically just called work and was like, hey, because I'm going to be finished early today, do you want me to go like swing by anywhere and pick up a load to bring back to the yard, like carrots or whatever? There's a couple of farms like 20 minutes away from the yard that they sometimes ask on the way back, can you just load up there? But they said no, I'm fine to come back and finish early. So we have a 2-hour and 44-minute journey back to the yard once we're unloaded. If we left right now, then we'd be there by 12, we'd be there by lunchtime. But the lady did give me a heads up and say that they're running a little bit behind, they've got a lot to unload, so can I just, you know, hang on? And I was like, yeah, there's no rush. So that's fine. I'm still happy because I get my 3 days off now, so I've booked off Saturday, Sunday and Monday because I just need a day off, really. Like, I think everybody should get 3 days off. I think you need a day for rest to do absolutely nothing, a day to catch up on chores and laundry, and a day to do something fun and see your friends. There's just not enough time in 2 days off to get all that done, I don't think. So yeah, anyway, I'll let you guys know when we're unloaded. So I accidentally just leant on the horn and scared everybody. I was like, oh, sorry everyone. I wish I'd have got that on camera, it was so funny. All right, so we are all unloaded and we can go ahead and get back to the yard. The coat on, it's very cold. What are we today? -4 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's practically summer. There was one guy that commented saying don't wear your high-vis jacket when you're driving because it annoys him, so sorry buddy, but I was really cold, so you're just gonna have to deal with it, I'm afraid. There we go. So we are done unloading. I have my signed bill of lading, which basically describes what we've delivered, how much of it and things like that, and that's essentially how I get paid. I can't get paid without a signed bill of lading. So we've got that, we've submitted it to the app, and interestingly the guy that works here, he said when they were unloading they noticed that one of the pallets at the back was broken. So I don't know if you can see, but one of the pallets had been damaged, and he said it looks like a corner of one of the other skids had like been hit, had hit it a little bit. He said it's fine, and it was done at the point of loading. I could never have seen it because basically it was one of the skids to the very front of the trailer, so it was hidden by a bunch of other skids. And he just wanted to let me know, so I forwarded it on to my dispatch just in case, so you know if there's any discrepancies with the delivery then we're fine. And yeah, apart from that we're all good, so we can go ahead and go back to the yard now.
everybody, good morning. Today we are in St. Catharines, Ontario, getting loaded as we speak with meat pies, and then we are heading to Kentucky. So it's going to be my first time going to Kentucky, so I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what Kentucky has to offer.
Spoiler alert, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's what Kentucky has to offer.
I'm all up, dressed and ready. I slept in the dock last night, so all that's left to be done is to make a coffee, and then as soon as they come out with the paperwork, we're ready to go. But guys, I have to show you what we slept in last night. Look at this. Look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's so snowy. What the heck? I hope we can get out. I also have these Starbucks caramel Keurig capsules, so I'm going to try that. I'm using a Keurig machine for now because my Nespresso is broken, so that's gone back for repairs. So we'll see what kind of coffee we end up with.
Totally forgot to film a shot of my actual coffee, so sorry about that, guys. You will have to use your imaginations. But it was time to press on to the border. Now, when I take meat pies from St. Catharines, as I'm doing on this run, we always cross at Detroit and go to the meat inspection place about 15 minutes past the border. So it takes about 5 hours to get to Ambassador Bridge from St. Catharines. And on the way, I do have to stop off to print off my border paperwork. It's very important. And the meat certificates, which I need for the meat inspection. So about an hour before the border, I had to stop off at the BVD in Comber and get my documents. And I also decided it would be a good opportunity to get scaled up, make sure that I'm within the legal weight limits before crossing into the US. So for all my British truckers watching, wondering what the heck a tandem is, basically that is the device that allows you to slide the trailer on top of the wheels to redistribute the weight and make sure that you are within the legal weight limit. You can see me actually sliding tandems in another video, so you're gonna have to go watch some of my other stuff in order to see that, because I don't think I filmed it in this one. I find it kind of strange when you get weighed in Canada because you have to press a button before entering the scales. Then when the light goes green, you then have to enter the scales. Whereas in the US, you just drive straight onto the scales and press a button. So not really sure what the difference is. If anyone knows, please comment down below. But yeah, it's a bit more of a faff, let's just say. Thank you. Okay. It's time to brave the elements and go outside to get our scale ticket. We also need our documents to cross the border, so I'm just going to go ahead, run and grab those, and then we're going to head across if we're cleared. Hopefully we're cleared. We'll see. I'll let you know. Also, yes, I am very well aware that you can use the CAT Scale app on your phone to get scaled rather than having to go in. I choose not to use this. Well, first of all, because it doesn't seem to work on my phone. But second of all, I like the excuse to go and get some exercise and go stretch my legs. And I also like having the paper copy because you get these cool little trading card things, which I will show you in a second. But can I also say, guys, please stop telling me to clean my dash. I do wipe it down regularly, but it's snowing and the snow leaves residue, so thank you. So we are all good with our scale ticket. We are all within the legal weights, and I just want to see, this is today's card, so yeah, lovely, love that, have a great time. So that goes inside my passport, and we hand them this. A few of you guys have been asking how it works with me being British, so neither a citizen of the US or Canada, and basically, so I'm on my 2-year working holiday visa right now, the IEC, which I have with me, which I give back when I go through back to Canada. And basically I'm on an I-94 visitor visa with an ESTA, which allows me to cross through to the United States. So yeah, you're allowed to bring a load from Canada over to the US, deliver that, go somewhere else, collect from the US and bring it back to Canada. You're not allowed to do multiple drops in the US. So I'm also working for a Canadian company delivering freight to and from them, so I don't need a work visa for the US. So before you officially finish crossing the border, when you have a meat load that you're taking from Canada to the US, you have to stop at the agriculture department, which means driving through past the x-rays that you can see on the right hand side, parking up, taking all of your paperwork in, your bills of lading, your meat inspection certificates, all of that fun stuff, and getting the paperwork validated before you're then cleared to fully cross and exit into the US. All right, everybody. Okay, so we are parked up at agriculture. We're going to take all our documents in, go get stamped and head to meat inspection, and then it's on to Kentucky. Hi, love. There you go. Yeah, no worries, thanks. Thank you, love. Bye. Hilariously, the northerner in me can't stop calling everybody love, but I think the Americans find it quite confusing. Okay, so we have cleared the border, we have cleared the agriculture department, and now we are heading the 15 minutes to the meat inspection facility. So let's go and get our meat inspected. So meat inspection is done in the middle of Detroit, and it can take anything from 20 minutes to 20 hours, quite honestly. It's always a potluck. Okay, everybody, so we've been here about an hour, and we're all done with the inspection. We have just sealed up the trailer again, and now we have a 2-hour and 22-minute journey to go, and we're going to stop at a rest area that's about 2 hours away from the delivery. The reason we're not going closer the whole 4 hours is because I have a feeling that by the time we get there tonight, it will be really busy. So we're not gonna risk it. We're just gonna get there, park up, you know, have a rest. I'm still not feeling very well. I'm still getting over my cold or whatever the heck I've got. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then our appointment isn't till 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So we've got time to make a 4-hour journey, that's not a problem. But yeah, so we're heading to a place called Wapatanika, or Wapatanika. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I've butchered that completely. So yeah, let's head there and see what happens. So Wapatanika is going to be our halfway point. It's actually located in Ohio, and I thought this would be a great place to stop for the night. So we just headed towards the rest area. I really don't mind staying in rest areas even for a few nights in a row, because I have everything I need in the truck. I have running water, I have a collapsible sink, I have a camping toilet, I have a TV, microwave, air fryer, fridge, and just about everything you can need to have a comfortable night's sleep. I often find rest areas an easy option because most people opt for truck stops because they have more facilities. So rest areas you can usually guarantee to get a space unless you're in the centre of some really busy major city. And right here you can see us crossing the state line into Ohio. So here we are at the Wapatanika rest area. I love rest areas because you can just pull through and park. You don't have to mess about backing in and stuff like that, and the restrooms and everything are right there. And look at all these gorgeous birds in the tree. I couldn't believe it. It looked incredible in real life. And that night for my dinner, I decided to have a little tuna jacket potato. So I have this running water in the truck, which is great. It's just a water butt with an electric pump on the top that you can charge. My trusty microwave. So I stabbed a few holes in the potato, microwaved it for 12 minutes, and put together my trucker's tuna mayo. Okay, so I have some tuna here, and then I have some mayonnaise packets that I got from Love's last week that I've kept in the fridge. So I'm going to mix that together, make a little lemon pepper tuna mayo, and then put it with the potato, which is nearly done. And there we have it, my finished dinner.
Oh my gosh, what a morning. So I accidentally locked myself out of the truck. I was trying to get around to the passenger side, so I thought I pressed the unlock button, and it turned out it was the lock button. So when I closed this door to go to the other side, it locked both the doors. But luckily I had a key underneath the hood. However, I couldn't get to it because it was zip tied down, and I didn't have a way to get the zip tie broken. So I walked down to another truck, and there was a guy with another Freightliner Cascadia, and I was like, hey buddy, I'm locked out my truck, may I borrow your key please? Because I've heard that they're all the same. Like, I've been told in the past that you can use any Freightliner key. I was like, well, that's a bit dangerous, but here we are. So I tried his key, it didn't work. Then I ran back to his truck. Okay, the key isn't working, but I do have a spare. It's under the hood if you got anything to cut the zip tie with. So he gave me like this little knife thing that he had, and I managed to cut the zip tie and unlock my truck. Note to self, Jen, don't do that again.
What's the morning without a little chaos? So anyway, we pressed on in the direction of our delivery, stopping briefly at the Loves. As you can see, it was very busy, and I managed to find myself a nice little space. I do get slightly anxious when I'm in a massive parking lot like this and everybody's going around, so I do try to find a nice easy space to back into, and luckily this one right on the end I was able to almost straight back into. So yeah, I like to make it as easy and pain-free as possible. I'm only going to stop here briefly to get a magnet and probably use the bathroom, and we're about an hour early for our delivery, which is 11 minutes away. And yeah, let's go in and get our magnet. So I went inside, got my magnet. As always, this is the inside of a Kentuckian truck stop. And of course, it would have been rude not to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky. So that's exactly what I did.
Alright everybody, so I got my Kentucky magnet. I love this one. It's got like a bottle of bourbon on. It's got baseball, racehorsing and some other things. So yeah, that's gonna go on our fridge at home. We're running out of space now, and this will be my 13th state that we've visited whilst truck driving, which is really exciting. So I have run in to the KFC in Kentucky. We have a famous bowl. It's basically chicken pieces, mashed potato, gravy, cheese and corn. That's what it looks like, and it is delicious. I rarely ever get these because they don't have them in Canada.
So usually what happens when you arrive at the yard is you park up somewhere, go to shipping and receiving with all your documentation, and then they will either assign you a door number or call you a while later with a door. And then you have to go ahead, usually open your doors up, back in, and a lot of places also ask you to slide your tandems back. So I just took it nice and slow backing in, and if ever you're in doubt, obviously you get out and take a look. But yeah, this one I didn't do too badly with. Then obviously once you are fully unloaded, you can pull forward and close your doors. This is obviously a very important step, one that you don't want to forget to do. Sometimes the doors can be a bit tricky to close, especially if your truck is on a slight incline and they don't line up properly. Occasionally you have to sort of drive forward, find more level ground. I've had that a couple of times. But on this occasion we were all good, and it meant that we could press on with our journey. When we got done unloading, I made a point to drive to the nearest gas station and clean my mirrors and windows, because quite honestly, sometimes windshield washer fluid just doesn't cut the mustard, or whatever the saying is. So they have these long, sort of telescopic squeegee things, is the best way I can describe it, and you can keep everything nice and squeaky clean. Okay, we've just cleaned the mirrors and the windows so I can actually see again, and it's 58 minutes to the next collection, so let's make some moves. This city that you can see up ahead in the horizon is actually Cincinnati, and that's where we're going to be reloading. Okay, we have a door number. She said 14 or 15, but there's already a big truck in 15, so I'm guessing it's going to be 14. We are a bit stuck at the top. There we go. Ooh. Okay everybody, we are finally finished loading. I've been here for about an hour or so. But yes, we are only about £9,000 full of car parts, so we don't need to scale, which is incredible. So yeah, let's head to the Loves, and apparently we are crossing at Sarnia and not Ambassador Bridge in Detroit. So yeah, we're gonna head to a Loves in Sydney, Ohio. It's about an hour and a half away, so let's get going. Alright you guys, we are all fueled up, which means we can park and go for a shower. So luckily I was able to swing round wide and find a pull-through parking space, which are my favourites. And I just backed up a little bit to get straight, and then it was time for a shower. Okay, so we have to send all 23 pages through to the app so that I can get my customs clearance, which is annoying. I'm not sure why they can't just email it in this wonderful day and age, but here we are. I have to do it all one by one, and then once I've done this and I've sent it through, I'm gonna go and grab a shower, so that'll be fun. And now it's finally shower time! I cannot emphasize enough just how much these truck stop showers hit different, especially if it's been a couple of days since you've had access to one. It feels so incredibly refreshing. Oh, there's the water in my eye. To give yourself a nice scrub and get clean. Usually you get a free shower at certain truck stops if you fuel up a certain amount, otherwise they're around $18, but this one was free and it feels so much better. Love's truck stop showers have to be my absolute favourite. They are usually the cleanest by a mile. So in the morning we woke up to the most beautiful sunrise, and it was a straight run to the border. I often see some really cool sights on my journey, like this for example is the Hollywood Casino. I think it's in Ohio, and I've always wanted to stop there. It looks so cool. And here you can see us crossing the state line back into Michigan, although I did a terrible job of filming it. And if you look into the distance, you'll see a giant basketball-shaped building. It says Detroit Pistons on the side, but I'm not entirely sure what that building is used for. So if anybody knows, please drop a comment below and let me know. Well, we have just pulled into the rest area on the I-94 northbound Crasco, and we are approximately 30 minutes from the border, but I still don't have my clearance yet. So I annoyingly just have to wait because I can't cross until we get our entry number. And then what I have to do when I get my entry number, I write it on the e-manifest. We give that to the border agent, they scan it and they see that we are cleared to cross and like what I have in my trailer and everything.
But right now I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So yeah, I just have to hang out until we get the okay. Okay, so we were waiting for about 30 minutes, but we have our clearance. So we're heading to the border and we are 20 minutes away. Then we have another 4.5 hour drive. So we're not gonna get back to the yard until about 3 or 4 o'clock. Probably get home about 5ish, and then I'm back out tomorrow afternoon. So no rest for the wicked, you guys. I was off for a few days this week because obviously I haven't been very well, so you know, I've got to earn my pennies. But yeah, let's press on to the border.
So here we are, we finally made it to the border. This part right here is just the toll, because you do have to pay a toll fee when you cross back into Canada. Commercial vehicles, and I'm sure some cars, have little transponders attached to the windshield that automatically pay the toll for them, so they don't have to stop. And then you go over the bridge itself. This one in particular is called the Blue Water Bridge. It connects Sarnia in Ontario with Port Huron in Michigan. So I cross here quite regularly, and as you can see, the Blue Water Bridge definitely lives up to its name. Once we'd spoken to the Canadian border agents on the other side and got cleared to go, it was a straight run back to the yard. When I got back to the yard, I refueled both the truck and the trailer. The reason we have to put fuel in the trailer is because we run part of the reefer division, and a reefer is a refrigerated trailer, so it has its own tank of gas that runs the motor. We also have to uncouple the trailer and then go ahead and park the truck, as you can see me doing right here. And that big white and silver thing on the front of the trailer is our reefer unit, and that basically keeps everything inside nice and cold. So this is me just parking the truck, and yes, for those of you who are new here, I drive a smart car. The irony is not lost on me either, believe me. His name is Smartin, like Martin the smart car, and if you love him, comment Smartin below. Okay guys, that's all we have time for today, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you know someone that would think this video is cool, please feel free to share it. We're trying to grow our wonderful family, so thanks for watching guys, see you on the next one. Look at this, what on earth. So we have to shovel today, don't we, Abs?
When we say we mean Abby.
Look at my little baby! Look at this! That is insane! Oh my gosh! Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, a massive thank you to our wonderful patrons: Viv, Ian, Jilly, Melody, Brian, Dodger U, Michael, Peter, Lee, Richard, Kevin, Angelique, Jonathan, D. Hodges, Bernadette, Dave, Paul K, Raymond, Jim Dean. Thank you guys.